guys? Welcome to ZRL Season 4, Division 3. So this is another season in the ZRL channel. I am joined today by Spanini. Yes, sorry about the delay. We've had some logging issues, so we're going to try and get underway. So yeah, Spanini, we've got some drivers that came down a few divisions, and we've got some new drivers. Do you know anyone that's caught your eye recently?
I mean, there's so many drivers here, and people are always improving. But one person I know, my teammate Cole last year from Division 2 has dropped down to D3, and he's quite quick. I think he'll do pretty well here. But there's also a lot of new faces. I mean, a lot of reserves like Corrupt. There's just going to be a lot of fast people here. Keisler or Josh Barnsley, he's also a former D2 driver, and I expect him to be quick here too. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of competition. Really, we'll see who starts off well on the first race.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. Would you say a lot of new drivers that have switched to Will recently? I'm definitely one of them, but it's going to be really interesting to see how loads of people to do with the new assist regulations, because we have now changed a few assists recent weeks, where we only have medium TC now, no full TC anymore. So that's one reason why I switched over to the wheel. So now we're on board with.
I think it'll be really interesting.
Sorry. Now we're on board with. No worries. Now we're on board with the Haas. The first one to come out the pits. Behind Ethan Patel. Oh wait, no, it's Cole actually. Cole Cummins. He had his brother in the Division 4 race last night. Did quite well for his first league racing. I think he was in the AlphaTauri, I'm not too sure. But now Cole's in to step up. Was that the AlphaTauri?
Yeah. It was the AlphaTauri, and he had a good race. I think he finished 6th or 8th. So, I think it was one of those, but he definitely got a top 10 finish, and he had a good showing out there. Drove cleanly. We'll see what his brother can do today.
Now we are on board with Kaitanko. I think he's a reserve, or is he not? I think he is a reserve for Haas this week. And he's the first one to come out of the lap, as I think that's Oji behind him. Coming up to the start of Sector 2.
Yeah, OG2 is one person I think to look out for here. I think he's been really improving throughout the season last year, and now that he's in charge of AlphaTauri, I think he's gonna put a lot more time in. I think we'll also see him improve his lap times a lot more and really start in a higher position.
As Kaitanko goes off in Sector 2, and I think his wing is still intact. It might
doesn't look like he has damage, but those tires are not in the optimal condition, let's say.
Absolutely, and now the first person to set his lap is going to be Cole Cummins, which looks like it's going to be a 108 just about, and even Patel actually goes 6 tenths quicker than his teammate.
Yeah, I'm going to expect the good times, I think, will be in the 107, the low 107s, I think we can expect. And 107.5 is a really good banker to have, as Corrupt puts a 107.6 also. So their good times are coming out right now on the first outlap.
Now we have
the Aston Martins right now, 2 and 3.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but we have 2 medium tyres, or 2 people that's gone for the medium tyres. Barney Goatmere being one of them. He actually, in Season 3, actually finished off his season quite well, jumping in the Aston C, as me being his teammate, getting podiums week in, week out. And I think we're going to see quite a strong start for Barney, as he's actually gone up the ranks in the Merc seat, and he's got a really good teammate, Alex, who's actually gone down a division this season. So it's going to be quite a fun season.
Yeah, Alex is, I think, really kind of went under the radar during D2. He's always a consistent points finisher. Sadly, he did get demoted to D3, but I think he'll use this to really build himself back up. I think he's a contender for the top spots here today.
Yeah, as Marino has invalidated his lap, so they will be going round again. And we actually, Kyle Desmond, P11 right now, he's a driver that would be, I'd say for me, quite a shock, as I am the Alpine team principal. And I think Kyle Desmond is one of those people that I'd say is qualified. He's a better race driver, I'd say, than a qualifier. He got some decent results, getting around P6, P5s last season, and I feel like people really underestimated him in the draft, and I think that's one of the reasons why I picked him.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm right now. I think the medium runners are really just trying to get a good rhythm in right now, because I don't think they'll be able to get into the top 10 with the medium tires. As Barney Goatmere is doing 2 laps right now, so yeah, I think they're gonna soon get on the soft tires and try to put in top 10 time.
Absolutely. Brian Hackerman in the Ferrari in the pole position right now with a 107.3, so that's actually two tenths ahead of Ethan Patel, and I didn't actually expect Ethan being this high already. I mean, it is like 5 minutes into quali, but this is quite a decent start for him, and it's also a decent start for Honda. They've got 4 drivers in top 8 right now, so it looks like they're actually showing good pace around Brazil right now.
Yeah, and Ethan's one of the drivers that switched off controller and onto the wheel, and it looks like he's got up to speed really quickly, because yeah, he's sitting in 2nd place right now. So yeah, I guess he's becoming really comfortable with the wheel now. And I think we'll see him. I think Ethan will be one of the ones we'll see improve a lot through the season, because he is still learning the wheel. He has potential to definitely take it to the championship.
Yeah, as I'm on board with Big Elbro, who goes fastest sector 2. He's only 1/10 up in his time, and he's on the grass. And I don't really know what's going on now. I think he's maybe having like some desync issues, but he's quite laggy for me. And he's going to finish his lap, stays P14. He's actually 5 tenths off his time, so that last sector really hurt his time. He could have gone up a few decisions.
I mean, he's on some old tires right now. He's 4 laps old. I think I'm not sure really what's happening. I think he's trying to just get the rhythm of the track, and then I think he'll probably box this lap and get on some fresh tires.
Absolutely. Kai Tanko and Connor for Haas, they're doing quite well in the P11, P12 spots, sticking together now. Is that? Oh, that is my own driver, Nathan Doan, known as Novera. Really quick driver. He got a podium in last season Jeddah, but he ain't put a lap in. As I say that, he's gone to P9.
Yeah, that was a tidy lap from Nathan. I think he does have more pace in him though, so I expect him to improve his lap times.
Yeah, I didn't pick these drivers for no reason, Spanini.
Yeah, one big thing is Connor, who's always been a teammate with Snoop Francis every season, are now in different teams. So it'll be interesting to see what each of them can do when they're on their own agenda, I guess you could say, not helping each other out. And Connor right now is doing quite well. Snoop Francis, on the other hand, still hasn't really found the pace, but he looks like he's getting ready to do a hot lap.
Yeah, we have how many drivers is that? 13 drivers in the 107s. So that's actually 6 temps. So this is really close up together. than I thought it would be. As last season, it was just like
Yeah.
2 drivers around the same, and maybe another 5 at like 3 tenths off that pace. I mean,
Yeah, Buzzgod really last year's D2 winner, but he really made it a little difficult for people to really catch up with him. But now he's promoted up to D2 and really gives a good chance for other people to try to get these wins. And yeah, it's looking really close up top, especially NBA. NBA put up a time, and he's split Ethan and Brian Hackman. Lot of really close times.
yeah, as Alex is in P6 right now, but he's actually on another lap. I assume so, and he's only 90 milliseconds up, so this will move him up a few positions, around to P3 at most, or he could actually go P2 if he gets a little bit more time in the sector 3, and he actually goes 20 milliseconds off his time, so it looks like a few drivers are really struggling with sector 3. As Cole goes P1 with a 107.3, so that's actually only 30 milliseconds off ahead of Brian Hackerman. So Honda are actually showing a lot of pace around Brazil.
Yeah, I expected Cole to do well here, and I think he's going to have quite the competition for pole position. But yeah, it's looking really close. So it's actually going to come down to the final lap. Track evolution is going to kick in. We're going to see these lap times getting faster. Yeah, we have a real shootout on our hands.
Yeah. Where is Barney Spanini? He needs to show up. In a Merc seat, he's got a lot of pressure on his hands, and
Yeah, that
he's
is
still
true.
P18.
I'm thinking something happened with his lap. He's on a hot lap right now.
Oh, as Berberto nearly gets in the way of Marino, might have put Marino a little bit off for his time. It's quite a dangerous spot to be. You're trying to get out of the way, but Marino's actually gone sector 1 and sector 2 purple, and this could be a neat time from him. I think this could get him pole. And it does get him pole by 2 tenths.
That is a great lap for Marino there. 2/10 over Cole Cummins. Yeah, that's a very clean lap from him.
So everyone's actually showing their pace around Brazil. So this is something I did not expect. Marino not having the best season than everyone thought. Didn't get any podiums in season 3. He did get that one podium in season 3 Jeddah in Division 2. So really strong start. Start.
Yeah, I think he's always had the pace. He's just got unlucky at times, and sometimes it's a little bit of consistency issues. But I think if he cleans up those, he's also going to be looking really fast here today.
Yeah, as Corrupt in the Aston Martin. Sorry to interrupt, but Corrupt has actually retired through the Senna S's turn 3. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Corrupt. I don't know if that lap time will stick into the top 10. As you can see, like from 1 through 17, they're all within 1 second. It's very close at the top.
Absolutely. I keep going with absolutely because I've been watching too much Lee Hall broadcasts recently. But Nathan Doan in the Alpine goes P4 as Connor's actually on a flying lap. He looks like he's going super duper quick, but he's only half ERS. So as he locks up, I'm pretty sure he's just gone really deep through the corner. I don't actually know what corners these are, as there's too many corners in this track. But it looked like it was going to be quite something special, but now in sector 2, he looks like he's struggling in sector 2. So yeah, he's 4 attempts.
He's down 4 attempts.
Yeah, so most likely he's going to go in the pits. As Zenith, known as Nux, has gone 4 attempts quicker than her time, so she's moved up into P10.
Yeah, and Nux or Zenith is also really quick. She has good pace around here. She's had some consistency issues, but again, those consistency issues if they're patched up, I think she'll definitely be able to get some good points today too.
As
One
Kaitang,
thing to notice though, it's like, well, yeah, sorry, I was just gonna say the one thing to notice is right now this is race one. People are gonna be really trying to set the tempo for the rest of the season, and champions aren't won by pace; they're won through consistency. So it's gonna be real. We're gonna see who's the most consistent out of all the racers here today. I think Brazil is a very unforgiving track too, very easy to make mistakes. So really see whoever wins here today I think they'll have a good shot for the rest of the season too.
you're absolutely right there. As I was just on board with Big Ale, bro, doing his lap, and he was he's a reserve for today for Drip that couldn't make it to the race today. But Big Ale, bro, didn't have the best start. Well, he didn't really have a good race last night in Brazil in Division 4. Maybe this is his time to show what he's actually made of. Maybe he had one unlucky race in Brazil. Who knows? As Brian Hackerman goes sector 2 fastest, but he's invalidated. That is a crucial lap, and that's a crucial mistake, but he's going to go out again.
Yeah, I wonder if he should have enough energy to make it to the end, but he might be less than 10% as he's crossing the finish line. Oh, I think he's actually just recharging.
Yeah, he's got to think about his time, because if he wants to start in his tyre, look, he's only got 1 minute 44, so, and he's already done one lap on his tyres, and he's going to do another one and another one if he wants to put a time in. So the tyre wear will be quite important at the start of the race. As Cole is on a hot lap, coming to this long right-hand corner, everyone spins, and
Ooh.
the commentator curse is back in action in ZRL Racing League. And that will be it for Cole, most likely, as he looked like he was going quite quick in the first 2 corners. So that is really unlucky for him, as Barney Goatmere finally shows up in a 1 minute 7.1. Sorry. So he's 50 milliseconds ahead of Marino. So Marino will be thinking, what can he do? As he invalidates, and that will be it for Marino.
Barney put the lap when it matters. Right at the very end, he really showed his pace there. I was wondering where he was throughout the whole qualifying session. I expected him to be towards the top, but yeah, that's a great time for Barney.
As Nathan Doan crosses a line, goes P3 in the Alpine. So he's finding his feet in the Alpine seat, and this is, this is why I picked these drivers. Zach Spag picking up a podium in the Division 4 race last night, and Nathan Doan in second row at the moment. As OG retires, he can't put a better lap in. As Kyle Desmond retires, so not a good qualifying for him. But like I said earlier, I think his race pace is much more better than his quali pace.
Yeah, Cole right now is on a flying lap. He's pretty low on battery, so I don't know if he'll have enough to get to the finish line. But he is on a flyer right now, and he's up a 10. So it really depends on this final third sector. If he can hit it right, he might get pole position here. It's just in that 10% now, and when it goes under 10%, your car really loses performance.
As Cole goes P2.
And wow, that is insanely close.
As Josh Barnsley's going to be the last one to finish his lap. And he's coming to the last corner. Oh no, he's going to pit. He's pitting. So this will be it. Barney Goatmere, pole position in the Merc. Reeves must be happy about that. But the other side of the garage, Alex is P13. So, and he's another one where I'd say his race pace is much more better than his quali pace. So this will be it. Barney Goatmere P1, Cole Cummins P2, Marino P3, Nathan Doan P4, Brian Hackerman P5, OG P6, Roberto P7, NBA P8, Ethan Patel P9, and Josh Barnsley P10. That will round out your top 10. So we're going to take a little break from here and we'll be back in the race. Duncan. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live for the formation lap, and I've actually nabbed one of the team principals, and it is it is the Red Bull team principal, Duncan McCamick. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. So yeah, I'm really happy with seeing how we ended up doing in qualifying. We know Brazil's one of Cole's strongest tracks, so seeing him go P2 is awesome. Really sucks seeing that it was by 0.001, so a thousandth off of Barney, but Barney's a fast driver, is the reason he's in the Mercedes seat, and yeah, looking to just get a clean lap, and we'll see how the first lap goes.
Now, were you surprised to see Barney come up here so quickly? Honestly, he was kind of sleeping last season in D3, and then all of a sudden now he's pole position. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Barney's been putting in a lot of time. Like I said, there's a reason that he got drafted to Mercedes. I think a lot of people understand the grind he's been putting in. So yeah, I mean, the guys at Red Bull have a lot of respect for the guys at Mercedes. We know that they're a fast bunch, and we look to move on and see what we can do to take care of them.
Yeah, well, they're lining up to the formation line now, so we'll let you go and
thank you guys.
Help out Cole. But thank you for joining us.
Yep, you too.
Okay, so now Barney on provisional pole in the Merc. As Duncan said, he is a quick driver. He got a podium in USA. Didn't round Australia off, as we only did qualifying because we had some desync issues. So he ended Australia not in the best way he probably wanted, but now he's here in Brazil on pole. So
yeah, right.
Go ahead.
Can we get the tires up just to see what what everyone is starting on?
If I know the button, I can, but looks like I don't. Oh, there we are. So we actually have 3 drivers: Corrupt, Zenith, and Big Elbow, and Kyle Desmond, sorry, on the mediums, and everyone else on softs. But here we are. I don't know. I think it's 5 lights, and away we go. Barney getting a decent start. Cole on his inside. Actually, Barney gets a great start than everyone else, and
really good start.
Nathan Doan and Cole Cummins actually touch. And I think I put Cole Cummins off, as he's actually going side by side through this corner. They go 3 wide, and Brian Hackerman's actually touched Cole. So Cole's had a terrible start to the race.
I wonder if he has damage. He was getting a lot of contact through the Senna S's, and he really compromised his exit there, and it really put him under pressure by everyone else behind him. And he was really forced off into turn 4. So I mean, he has the pace. I expect him to go through, but yeah, Barney got an excellent start. He's already 1.5 seconds ahead of Nathan. We'll see if we can keep that distance, because DRS here is very strong. If you're outside of DRS, you're looking in a very good position.
Right there, my friend, as we have a P4 and P5 McLaren, as Marino's in the gearbox of Brian Hackerman, as he's draining his battery a little bit, Marino. And he's on the gearbox of Brian Hackerman. But the real loser out of all of that was Corrupt. And actually both the Aston Martins, they both had terrible starts. And even Cole...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is kind of going off on yesterday's bad luck. Yesterday, both the Aston Martins had a pretty difficult race, and kind of started off that way here too. Roberto and Corrupt. We'll see if they can pull that back later in the race.
You're all right. But when DRS comes involved, what we saw last night in the race, people at first was trying to go for the moves, but when it comes to the end of the first stint, everyone just trying to back off, save their energy, and they just went through the undercut or overcut, and it was both. I mean, both strategies really worked. So that's really, as Brian Hackerman goes off, he goes off, and he's parked his car. Is his AI? No, he left. So he's another loser. So
oh no,
he's gone to P18. Unfortunate.
I wonder if there's any contact.
I don't think there was. I was on board with NBA or Marino. I think it was Marino, and he just didn't actually move. I think he actually DC'd from the lobby, and then his AI actually came on too late, so the AI just drove to the grass. But now we have Marino in the podiums.
Yeah, Marino is still within that DRS, and Nathan is trying to really use his energy to get in the DRS of Barney, because the moment DRS is active, Nathan is in a compromising position where everyone behind him has DRS on him, and he really has to defend that track position.
Yeah, and
right, I think he's done it. He's in the DRS.
He's in the DRS. So, but
yeah,
when you say that, Nathan's actually used quite a bit of ERS. So, and so is Barney. So that looks like they're both around similar pace right now, as Marino's just clinching on with the DRS zone, but he's draining his battery as he gets fast as that.
Marino is almost out of battery. But NBA will, I think, if there's some team orders or they are teammates, the NBA will give him protection for him to push.
And sorry to stop you there, Spanini. Kushi had a little battle with Zenith, and they actually had contact, but he's actually coming back on her, as he's on the faster tyres and more. He's going to have more grip, so he's actually got the move done quite easily.
Yeah, but Zenith is a kind of driver that doesn't like to back down, and I think she's going to try to keep that pressure on him. He really kind of has to try to pull away, stay in that DRS, so she can't try to overtake him into turn 1.
Absolutely right. I'm just going to turn you up a little bit. Okay, I think that should be fine. I might have turned you up a little bit too much, but we'll just go with the flow right now, as there's a three-way battle with OG, Josh Barnsley,
NBA lost a lot of positions. I think he spun for a sec. Oh, his tires are very hot.
Spun again. What a chaotic start to the race. So looks like everyone's maybe struggling with the tyre, or the track heat at the moment. There's loads of people just spinning.
Definitely, and if you spin out once, it's really difficult to keep it from not spinning again, because your rear tires are going to be very, very hot. Really, the only chance to cool them down.
Sorry to interrupt again, but they're side by side again. Nathan and Barney, they're going at it.
Oh, Nathan gets it done.
He does get it done, so can he pull away? As he's got a little bit less of ERS, but now because they're fighting, Marino's actually caught up with them.
And Barney has a lot more ERS than Nathan. Um, and Nathan's not going to have that DRS to help him out now. I expect Barney to overtake him in the next two DRS zones. Now this is where you kind of want to be smart. You have DRS through the first the main straight, but if you get ahead of the person that you're trying to overtake, they will get DRS back on you on the straight after the Senna S's. So you kind of the most ideal way to do it is really get really close as possible to that first straight, and then just follow them and focus on a good exit out of the Senna S's, and get that DRS again, so you can go for a move in turn 4.
You're absolutely right there. As I use the word absolute once again, but Barney actually touched the back of Nathan Doan, so this is going to be some interesting battle through this race and maybe through the season, as I don't think anyone actually expected Alpine to be this high up. As we saw yesterday, Zach Smack in the Alpine, sorry I have to bring it up, but so, looks like both of these two people, looks like I think they practice a lot. Since I haven't really been practicing with the Alpine teammates, so which is quite a letdown because I know parts of their pace, but I don't really know much. But they're showing it off recently, as I think Kyle Desmond was actually doing well, but now he's actually he's lost quite a few positions.
Yeah, I mean the good thing about Kyle Desmond, he's on the opposite strategy, so I think he will be able to make up some positions, especially if there's a late safety car. So that's still in the books for him.
You're right there, as Ogi's now in the back of just Barnsley through the.
Yep.
I'm not sure if it's a back straight or a front straight, but they're side by side. As Nathan Doan spins.
Oh no!
He actually spins. Maybe there was contact with Barney. I know that Barney is a sort of person that does like to be a little bit over-aggressive, as Nathan Doan spins again, and it's just getting worse for him.
Yeah, it's really difficult to cool down those tires, especially if you're not in that back straight. It's the tight, tricky sector 2 is the worst place to have hot tires. And he's definitely just got to make sure he doesn't get damaged, really, which I don't think he does. Yeah, his front wing looks like it's fine, so that's a good thing that he doesn't have to pit, but he's really gonna have to make some positions back now.
Yeah, I mean, we could make an excuse saying the new assists of medium TC could be involved with his mistakes, but
it could be. But I don't know if Nathan was originally a full traction control user.
I think he was. I think someone said in the Alpine garage saying something about full TC, and they didn't really agree with the steward release. But it is what it is, and you just got to play along with it.
Some big position changes. Josh Barnsley, he's up 6 positions. Alex Duarte 7 positions, and Cushy 7 positions. They really capitalized on the people ahead of them spinning out, and they made a good start. But yeah, they're just crucially they're 3 seconds behind the main DRS train. So it's going to be pretty difficult. But Marino and Barney, Marino looks like he's trying to break that DRS train. Yeah, almost did there, but yeah, Marino's really showing pace here right now.
And this is quite something that we didn't really think it was going to happen, as I feel like Adam Klein was his TP last season. Maybe he had faith in him. Obviously, the draft order was different, so Alpine actually dropped, and so that means Adam Klein actually went to McLaren. But looks like this was quite a decent pick. I mean,
yeah, and Ethan and Cushy just battled, and I think Ethan came out on top there, and they're still side by side going into at turn 5. I'm thinking turn 5 or 6. Oh, and we have a spin.
Please don't tell me it's an Alpine. It's not, and it's Zenith on the medium.
Oh, that was very unfortunate. They were going side by side into the corner, and that's one of the most difficult corners to go side by side into.
Yeah, and
That's
she
just very
keeps
unfortunate.
spinning. So this is actually getting worse for drivers that have
Yeah,
actually spun. But
it's very difficult to spin here and then keep not spin again. You have to just tiptoe all the way back to that back straight so that you're able to cool it down.
yeah, and
It's gonna be very difficult.
she's not really, she's struggling because the tires are going to be hot and she wants to go as quick as she can, but that's just going to make it worse. As Connor actually passes her, and she's still struggling, so we're going to leave her to it as Barney's actually made a little bit of a more of a gap to Marino, but these two are actually pulling away from Cole, so this is quite
Yeah.
interesting.
Josh Barnsley and Cole, they're really close together. I think these two are going to be fighting it out for the foreseeable future. As Barney and Marino are also fighting their own battle. I think Marino is actually closing up on a back marker. Lap
Yeah, that's
10.
Kaitanko in the Haas.
Yeah, I think it's first race reserving. It looks like it's a kind of a rough race for him right now, but it's always a learning opportunity. So I'm pretty sure he'll build on this going forward.
Of course. And Big Ailbro is actually in P11 right now.
Yeah, he moved up 8 places. He's the biggest mover out of everyone right now. He started P819, I think, right? Last place, or was it second to last place? Might have been P18.
I
But
don't know.
yeah, he's made a lot of places up, almost into the top 10.
Yeah. OG, Alex, Josh Barnsley, and Cole are actually all battling out for that final podium position. As
Yeah,
Cole was actually leading it. I thought it was OG at first, but I'm actually on board with OG. So another Raz dumb moment here. But Alex is actually another big mover. P13 down to P6. So this is what I'm on about. His race pace is different gravy spinning in.
yeah. I think definitely Alex's best quality is his race pace. He knows how to get through traffic, manage his tires, and really extract a lot. But big things here is there's already 6 penalties out. This is a pretty tough track to also not to get any penalties. Josh Barnsley, OG just makes a move on Josh as I'm speaking into turn 1, but this means that Josh will have DRS down to turn 4.
Now Spinini, what time would you say it is pit time?
I think if you're on the softs, you're looking to pit around now. So yeah, I think, or maybe a little later. I'd say 12 to 16, 17. I think is 17. You're really asking a lot out of the soft tires, but we're within the pit window right now. I would say the medium tires, they can go to lap 20, but I think we'll maybe see maybe four or 5 more laps out of the top runners. They don't want to make a rash decision and then a safety car comes out and really messes them up. So
As
right now,
Kyle-
as long as they're not losing a lot of pace, I think they want to stay on it.
Yeah, sorry for keep interrupting you, but Kyle Desmond has actually spun around again, so it's not his day for today. So we're gonna go on. Both Honda Power cars have actually pitted, and Josh Barnsley stays out.
Yeah, and he got DRS there, so I think he's gonna have to put in a really good in lap here because the undercut can be pretty powerful. So yeah, he's gonna be using his energy. He's gonna get a good in lap here and try to make sure to mitigate any damage. Maybe even overcut them if he has the pace to.
Yeah, as Barney has actually lost time to Marino. So
Yeah, that's a pretty big chunk that he lost there. So I'm wondering if he had a spin or a moment really. I think Barney might be thinking of pitting probably this lap, trying to undercut Marino.
you could say that, but I feel like Marino has to do the right strategy here, or otherwise he's going to get undercutted if he doesn't pit this lap. But can we see? Is it possible we can see 2 McLaren wins in 2 divisions already? As Siggy won in Division 4 last night as a reserve.
Yeah, I mean, I think we definitely can. I mean, Marino is showing really good pace. Like he's already 2.5 seconds clear of Barney. Barney's even like another 5 seconds clear of anyone behind him. So Marino's looking in a really good spot right now. I think the only thing that can really change his luck is if he spins out or a safety car happens. Barney right now is having trouble with a back marker as he's within his field of view. He should be getting blue flags to move out of the way, and he does so. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, Marina right now he's looking in a good spot. He has everything in control, but yeah, safety car comes out that will really spice things up.
Yeah, as Josh actually pitted, and he actually got ahead of Cole, so his lap was decent enough. So now, when do we see Marino pit? And I think it's now. And do we
He's saying
see
it's right now,
Barney
yeah.
pit? Barney pits as
Yeah.
well. So I think that's what Barney wanted to do, and he cut in a bit of a pit lane.
Yeah, that won't give you a penalty. So
I was gonna
he does. I think
say,
Barney's done his research and knows where to really exploit and gain time. That's one of them. He definitely could easily gain a second there. So Barney did the research, and I think that will actually maybe help him. And pit exit here is also a very tricky. It's probably the trickiest pit exit I would say in all the tracks, because you can gain a lot of time or lose a lot of time depending on how aggressive you want to come out of the pits. And I think, oh, he's lost time.
he
I think he's
has
lost
lost
a second.
time. Maybe, maybe he actually nearly hit it in that tricky turn one corner of the pit exit. I mean, as I actually struggle with it quite a lot, just trying to not hit the wall. Maybe he overdid it of hitting the throttle too hard. But Marino is actually came out on top here, as Nathan Doan's now back in P5, but he still has to pit in. So does Kushi. And Corrupt is actually doing quite well. He's on medium tyres, and he won't pit for another 6 laps at least.
Yeah, and right now, Josh Barnsley's on the back tire of Nathan. Nathan's on the old 14 lap old softs, and he's staying out. Nope, he's pitting. So that actually helps Josh a little bit. He gets some DRS down the main straight to try to really catch up to Barney.
Now, Spanini, last season in D3, there weren't many safety cars deployed throughout the season, and looks like at the moment, I'm not going to do the commentators because, well, I actually am, but it looks like there's
Yeah,
not
I
going to be
mean,
any safety cars.
yeah, I mean, we haven't had any DNFs yet. Even though there was a couple spinners, they kept it out of the walls. I didn't really see anyone get damaged, so they did a good job on catching the car. But yeah, any one of these drivers, if they spin out and the wall is next to them, that's definitely going to cause a safety car to come out. Um, but so far, yeah, it's looking really clean. Um, I mean, battles have been pretty clean too. So yeah, so far no safety car.
And someone that's actually been quite quiet today, Ethan Patel. I think he qualified around P9, and he's around the same positions as a Haas. Actually spins around, and that's Kaitanko, and he's lost his wing.
He's lost his wing, but luckily did not break his suspension, so no safety car. But he has to go into the pits now and make sure he gets a new wing.
That is quite fortunate for him, but
Ooh,
not in the same way, as it don't really matter for him. But as we go to the back of the fight of the last podium, OG has actually lost some time to Josh. So it looks like Josh
he's lost some time to
more
Josh, but he
pace.
made an overtake on Cole. Cole was originally ahead of him at the beginning of this lap. So yeah, he's. I think he might have a lot of pace on the medium tires, maybe. If he can close this gap to Josh, it'll help him out a lot. But the more battling that Cole and OG do, the more time they're going to lose to Josh. So if they wanna try to catch that DRS, they need to kind of work together.
But this is quite interesting. OG and Josh actually have penalties. So if Cole can actually stick with him, he's actually going to get into that last podium position, as Corrupt actually does pit for the softs. So he's...
It's pitting quite early.
I was just going to say, he is.
But I
18
mean, I
laps.
think the soft tires can last. So it'll be difficult in the last maybe 4 laps, but he's going for the undercut, probably a big undercut here. We'll see what he can do with it.
And has Ethan spun? Because now he's in P11.
I think so. He must have had a moment because I don't think his tires don't seem to be that they're overheated. So he must have had a moment. Either that or there's a lot of people who had DRS on him or something, which I don't think so. I think it was just Roberto. So yeah, I guess he had a moment.
It looks like he has. So looks like he's dropped some positions down, trying to make them back up. But this is just looking like a dull day for the Haas team. Flosi won't be too happy, I'd say, in his garage. Well, you guys say garage, but garage for the UK people over here. As
yeah, Corrupt got some traffic on the way, and I think he's lost a chunk of time being behind Big Ale Bro, but he's got past him now. But he needs to make sure that he gets through traffic quickly to make that undercut really make an advantage.
And this is actually quite decent for the Alfa Romeo team. P7 for Kushi didn't have a. I mean, he actually had a decent season at the end of the season for the ex-Ferrari man, but he's actually been demoted back down to the Alfa Romeo, and he looks like he's going to Valtteri Bottas.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think they're doing really good job for Alfa Romeo, as they're a tier 3 team, and they're sitting in top 10 right now. So definitely gonna get some good points for Alfa Romeo, as Josh Barnsley is within DRS of Barney Goatmeat.
Maybe Barney's actually struggling with the medium tires. I mean, he was showing
But at the same
pace.
time, Josh is out of battery. He's below 10%. He's really been pushing, but he has that gap behind him. So now that he's in the DRS, he can just stick behind Barney, charge up his ERS a bit before he really tries to go for a move.
As Kyle Desmonds gets a 5-place grid penalty, 5-second time penalty for hitting Snoop Francis. Don't really know what actually happened to them, but I saw in the mini-map that they both span. And did they have damage?
Ooh,
as he spins.
Yeah, Snoop spins. I think Kyle Desmond has damage. I think he's going into the pits.
He has really got damage, so this is actually turning really bad for my team. We're looking quite strong, at least Nathan Doe, but this is just one of Kyle's Desmond's days where he just wants to pack it up, go back to USA, have a cup of coffee or hot cocoa, and put his feet up and relax and wait till next week. So
next week is the US Grand Prix, so he definitely wants to do well there, as it would be a home Grand Prix.
Is that Snoop Francis that has spun again? It has.
Yeah, his tires must be screaming now. It's gonna be really difficult for him to he just needs to get it going. I mean, he might even want to pit if they're worn out too much. He's going really slowly back into the pits.
Looks like he actually doesn't want to spin again.
Yeah.
As I'm on board with Oji once again on the back of one of his fellow friends, Cole Cummins. This is quite.
We're seeing a lot of people coming out of pits, out of the medium tires, and they're fighting through turn 4. There's a little bit of contact between Zenith and Big Ale Bro. But
yes, she's riding the gearbox of Big Ale.
Wow!
As she goes for a dive bomb in the same corner where she actually span earlier on in the race. So as she gets a 3-second time penalty, so that's her 6 seconds. on her name. She actually gets a move done, but
Yeah, she got that move done. I think it was relatively clean. There was a lot of space that was put next to Big Yobro, and she took that spot. There's no contact or anything, so I think she did that really well. The 3-second time penalty is a little unfortunate, but I think we'll see her move along really quickly because she does have good pace around here, and now they're on the fresh soft tires. She's gonna try to make positions, but Corrupt is also very quick here. He was one of the top qualifiers, so I think
yeah.
we'll also see him move up. NBA is just it's 12 seconds ahead, so it's a lot of time to really close in, but we'll see. And Roberto gets another 3 seconds. Is it another or is his first?
I think it's his first. I might be wrong. Let's just double check. Penalties? No, it's his second.
Yeah, it's his second.
But Kyle Desmond on 16 seconds of penalties.
Yeah, definitely not his day.
Would you just call it off? I mean,
I personally don't think I would, because as long as you finish, you get points. And points, you always want to get as much points as possible, even if you're last place. A point matters, as we saw in the real F1 season. Every point counts.
yeah, it's Josh Barnes. He's actually still in the back of Barney. It's been like this for quite a while, so maybe Dirty Air is coming in Valve right now.
Yeah, and I think he's just charging up his ERS and just making Barney use up his ERS to defend. Even though they're kind of similar, like Barney has like 20% less than Josh, but 50% is a good amount to defend with. So I think he's managing his ERS pretty well.
Looks like it. As he's on the, I'm calling this the back straight. He's on the back straight with DRS. Not going to use any ERS, but Barney's not using any ERS either. So it's actually
and Cole is going for move.
And is that a move? Is that a move done? It is.
That's a move done, but OG will have DRS going towards turn 4.
Now, if I was them, would I play it safe or go just fight for your life? Because these are two Honda teams where they don't want to muck each other up. Like, they want to help each other out. But
they are Honda teams, but this year, before it was one team principal for all of the same engine, but this year there's two different team principals, 2 different agendas, because now AlphaTauri has a chance of not being a tier 2 pick. If they get enough points, they can be promoted to a tier 1 team, and that way they're you wouldn't say the B team of Red Bull. So I think AlphaTauri is trying to really make a name for themselves and try to get as many points as possible, but I really don't think they should be fighting, regardless if they're the same engines or not, because they're really going to lose a lot of time to Josh. But I think the gloves are off at this point. They're going to start trading places. They could be doing that, or they're trading DRSs. That's also a strategy they could do to try to get that extra speed to catch up.
sorry to interrupt, Spanini, but Barney's been overtaken by Josh.
Oh wow!
So, and Barney won't be able to make the move done once again. So, and this is quite interesting as Cole gets a 3-second time penalty, but Kyle Desmond is on 26 penalties or time penalties.
He's really close to disqualification.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. So, it's at this rate, you might just want to just
back off a bit,
yourself
just
down.
finish the race.
Exactly. It's not going to get any better for him. He might get some removed, he might not.
So the big thing here is Josh Barnsley has a 3-second time penalty, and he's got ahead of Barney. He's gonna need to try to build this cap, but Barney's not gonna let this DRS go. As long as he stays within that 3 seconds, Barney gets P2.
Barney is, I think he's struggling with these tyres. Like, maybe he hasn't got the right setup on, because every time I'm watching it, he's skidding around everywhere.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he might be just getting too much wheel spin out of corners. I think he's losing time there too. Really, exits here are really important out of corners. I think you can see that from how much time he lost to Marino and then Josh Barnsley. With feeling really comfortable in these medium tires, he's caught up, and I'm interested to see if he can close this gap to Marino. And there's with these 10 laps left to go.
I was just about to say that, as maybe Josh has actually got the pace and he's just pulling along Barney with him. So
Yeah, if I was Barney and Josh is faster, I'd just try to stay in that DRS and slowly train like the entire way to Marino, because Josh already has the 3 second time penalty. There's no need to really overtake him. Just stay within that 3 seconds. You're gonna get that spot. But Barney is very close. I think he might be thinking
I
a
don't know
move
why
here.
he's not putting his ERS down. Maybe he doesn't want to fight it because they're actually catching up with Marino. So I
Yeah,
think that's actually right call there for him. As OG and Cole keep swapping around right behind them.
yeah. They keep swapping. I don't know if it's to give each other like a DRS, but I think they are losing time. As I say that, they closed in 4 seconds or 4 tenths. So maybe not. I don't know. We'll see what they're planning. But they don't necessarily seem like they're fighting. They're just giving each other DRSs from one straight to another straight. Yeah, other than that, there's really everyone's fallen into their places. There's quite large gaps, except for I think Ethan is actually on the back of Cushy right now, and he might be thinking of a move.
As Snoop Francis retires in the pitch, he has had enough for today. Putting his feet up. Maybe too frustrated.
Yeah,
I don't know,
it's
man. It's been a
what you're-
frustrating day for him for sure. So I think he's just going to relax for today and hopefully get back underway like he was 2 seasons ago, showing where his strengths are at.
So Cushy is out of energy. He's blinking down the straight towards turn 4, and Ethan's got 60% ERS, and he's in DRS. So I think we're gonna see a move coming into the main straight from Ethan on Cushy and try to get that 6th place.
I think you're right here. As you've got to think about it, I think Ethan should really be draining, right? He shouldn't really be draining, but he should maybe use some battery on the back straight so he can get past Kushi, because it looks like he's actually the fastest driver for now. As Barney actually gets a move done from Josh Barnsley, but Josh is actually still behind him. And don't tell me that's Nathan Doan. It is not. It's thankfully Kyle. No offense, Kyle, but it's just been such a frustrating day for you, and hopefully we can get back where you should be along up in the points, or top 10 at least, for next week. As was that OG that got another 5 second time penalty?
5 second.
3 seconds.
Wow.
I keep saying 5 seconds.
Uh,
It's 3 seconds.
Like 5 second, it would be that would be a big thing if he got 5 seconds. That would mean he made contact with someone. Which the only person around him is Cole Cummins, so I was quite worried there.
Josh has actually got the move down once again on Barney, but now Barney's actually got the DRS down.
Yeah, I think they're going to be fighting it out. I think Barney, the reason Barney is fighting here is because he realizes behind Cole and OG are slowly catching up, but they too have penalties. So if I'm Barney, I don't want to take risks. I just kind of want to make sure I finish without any penalties. But I think he's going to be able to keep the position for now.
You're right about that, but I was just thinking, if Marino gets a 3 second time penalty, Barney is in the 2.2 gap. Do you think
That is
Barney
true.
will be able to get it off? And as I speak, Roberto's retired.
Oh, that is huge. But it looks like
No,
it's
he
not going to
spun
be a
off.
safety car.
Oh yeah, no safety car looks like, so that's really unlucky for some drivers. because that could have played in anyone's hands. Like, that could have caused scenes.
All the medium tires, I think any one of those could have pitted, and they would have gotten really good advantage for the last couple laps of the race. Really, the only person that would have not liked that was probably Marino,
And
because he would
Brian
have to make the
Hackman's gone
decision.
off.
Oh,
He's gone off.
it looks like he
And
kept it
has he
out
got
of the
his
wall
wing
though.
intact?
I
It
think
looks
his
like
wing
it
is
is, as he gets 3 seconds time penalty. This is not really been. No, he's got wing damage. You can tell by him steering, unless it's just hot tyres. But this is another person that's had a really struggle in Brazil, and he's actually still going. So it was just his tyres. But now Nathan Doan is actually back in a good position, which I wouldn't mind to have some points for the first race of the season. I mean, Kushi, I think he shouldn't be around there, but once again, he is a quick driver. I don't think he should have been in the Alfa Romeo. Maybe he should have been a little bit higher up in the draft pick or draft order.
Yeah, I mean, I think Buffalo Trace, the team principal for Alfa Romeo, I think he did a good job. That no one was picking Cushy up, and now he's gonna get really solid points for the team. And Big Gailbro, I mean, he started I think last place, and he's made it up. He's made up 5 positions, so he's looking in a good spot too, and getting a good chunk of points also.
You're right about that. And now we're coming to the last 5 laps of the Grand Prix. Barney's actually picking up the pace against Marino. Dumped quite a bit of ERS, but this is turning interesting now because for sure Josh I don't think he's going to get P2 now because of the penalty.
Yeah, but Barney's closed in a bit on Marino. I don't know if there's enough laps left to really battle him, but he's showing a little bit of pace towards the end of the Grand Prix. Maybe his tires are looking in a better spot than Marino's are.
Yeah, this is something that I've actually, I mean, people would say spy, but I see Barney on F1 quite recently, quite a bit, and maybe he's been doing a few practices with the Mercedes garage and all Mercedes power engines, doing like 50% lobbies, and maybe doing some tyre work, like some tyre wear and seeing all the data from it, stuff like that. And he looks like he's got the quicker tyres.
Yeah, but Josh is not making it easy for him. See, he gets past him.
He does indeed. As Alex has actually dropped a few positions, so he must have spanned not maybe the greatest start to the season he wanted, as he was #1 pick in D3.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to gauge really everything off of one race. It does set the tempo a bit, but I trust in Alex's pace. I think he'll do well. And last season he did well in USA. It seems to be a particularly quick track for him. So I mean, that is the next race. I expect him to do well there. So one thing I'm looking at right now is looking through to see how many warnings people have, and Barney is on 2 warnings right now. So if he gets another corner cut or extending track limits, he can get a penalty. And Marino's only on 1 warning, so he's kept it quite clean.
That's really interesting. As I never knew Marino would actually be able to win a race. I'm not sure if he has before, but since last season, I wouldn't say so. But Adam Klein must be so relieved at the moment.
I think Marino always had the pace. It just came down to, you know, people he gets crashed into. He might have an unlucky moment at a corner. He's always had the pace. It's just the consistency was really his weakest point. But I think he's been very consistent today. And if he keeps this up, he's gonna look good for the season.
I mean, like you said, that could happen, as OG's actually backed off from Cole as Josh, I think Josh has left. Josh
Oh
has
no, I
left the
think
session,
he might have
which
he might
means
have crashed.
exactly, which means Cole is now in the run for a podium position.
Yeah, and Cole hasn't had a podium yet in his ZRL career. He's low on battery, but this might be his only chance really, and he is very close. I think he's gonna be in DRS zone. So yeah, he's definitely gonna be fighting as much as possible to get that podium position.
You're right there, as Josh is probably getting on back on F1 and praying he's not going to lose that P3 because that's going to be so unlucky if he does.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt a lot. I think he's gonna come back and he's gonna see he's lost maybe 2 positions. OG's also within DRS zone, and he had that deserved podium. It's very unlucky that he's gonna lose it due to really no fault of his own.
You're right there, as we're approaching the final, literally the final lap of the Grand Prix. It has gone so quick.
I will say OG has DRS on Cole, and Cole has no energy left. Now I don't know if OG will actually make a move on Cole here.
I don't think he will because he's on 6 seconds. He just needs to pray he won't get another 3 seconds. Is Josh back yet? Josh is pitted!
Oh no, the AI's made terrible decisions. Oh no.
No, that is so unlucky.
On the last lap? What? Oh, that's ruined his race. That's so unlucky for Josh.
Honestly, I'm speechless, man. That must hurt. His AI is still racing, and he's
Wow,
going to lose he's going to lose more positions, which I'm actually quite happy
He's
about.
gonna be out of
Then
the top
Nathan
10,
Doan gets even more points. But yeah, that just sucks for him. As Alex goes for a dive bomb. Oh, as Nathan Doan actually gets 3 seconds. Oh, that must suck as well. But Alex has actually just made some incredible move against Ethan, which Ethan must be really annoyed about. Wait, did I just see this right? Wait, Barney just won the Grand Prix.
Yeah, I that's what I was about to say something. I wonder.
Is that one of those glitches?
I think he got him on the final. I think he got him on the final straight.
And Nathan Doan has actually spun, which is just made me depressed.
Wow, Barney Goatmere, I don't even know what to say. I can't believe we missed it. I don't know if he got him on the final straight or Marino maybe spun. I think Marino might have spun on the final lap. Marino ran out of fuel.
Oh no! Oh, that must suck for Marino. Honestly.
Oh, he was dominating the entire race, and to be I mean, Marino and Josh Barnsley. I mean, they were really unlucky today. Oh my goodness. Well, let's try to bring in these drivers to the top 3 drivers into an interview.
Yep,
But yeah, Alex Duarte, he got driver of the day. I think his race pace really showed that he was able to come back through the field, but very unlucky for Marino at the end on the last lap. Wow.
Cole is the last podium winner, ain't he? Yes.
Yes. And Cole gets his first podium in ZRL. I think we're going to see a very interesting...
That is so unlucky for certain drivers. I do want to speak to a few drivers, but I'm not sure if we're going to have time. But
yeah, so here, let's bring in Cole. This is going to be a very interesting interview, so let's see what happens. Cole.
What's up?
Welcome to the podium interview. Your first podium in ZRL.
True.
How'd it go? What were your thoughts on it?
Honestly, dude, first or last, I don't give a crap, dude. Fuck that. I got screwed in the beginning. People were dive bombing me inside, left, out, like pushing me out, dude. I was pissed, but I ended up making it up, and I should have had a P2, but I had one more warning than I should have.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that first lap. You lost like 3 positions trying to get. You got forced out into from I think it was turn 4. Yeah, that was really unfortunate. But Yeah, well, I mean, what a finish still. I think even with that mishap in turn one, or in lap one, you still made it to the podium position. Were you scared that OG was going to try to battle you through, or were you working with him?
We were kind of working together, trying to pull along to see if we could outpull the 2 leaders, but it just didn't work out as much. So we kind of went a little slow. We almost caught up at a few points, but yeah, that was the goal at least, was to catch up with them with DRS polling.
Yeah, definitely. Josh Barnsley's I'm guessing his game crashed.
Yeah,
really
that's lucky
yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Well, any more questions from you, Raz?
Oh, well, I don't really know because that was some epic race from you as well, Cole. You were fighting OG quite a lot. Obviously, you guys are in the same power cars. We didn't really expect OG really going like trying to make moves down your inside, outside, most likely insides as well. But did you worry about him trying to make a dangerous move onto you?
I mean, maybe a little, but he's usually pretty clean driver, so it didn't really bother me at all. We kept it pretty clean from what I've saw.
Yep. All right. Well,
everything.
congrats, Cole, for your podium. I think we're gonna see you a lot more this season.
Yeah, P1 for here on out, man. Every race.
Next race is US. How are you feeling for that one?
I love USA. It's good. It's my favorite track, so it should be a good one.
All right. Well, thank you, Cole. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks, guys.
All right. So right now I only see Barney in the waiting room.
Yeah, I don't think Marino actually speaks. Well, obviously he speaks, but you know what I mean. But we'll get Barney in here.
Yeah, let's get Barney in here. Barney, congratulations for that P1 on the last lap. Tell us what happened through the race.
I was really surprised to get pole, honestly. Wasn't expecting that going into today.
Yeah, that was a very good lap. Like, we were really wondering because you were, I would say, like in the middle of the top 10-ish area when you were putting down your laps, but then all of a sudden on the last lap, the one that it mattered really, you put it up in pole position.
Yeah,
that was a great lap from you.
Yeah, my first my surf, well, I can't speak. My first soft lap, I messed up the center S's, went deep, so that lost me at least like 3/10. So I was able to gain that in my final run, which is what got me pole.
Good. And then how did you feel about Marino, and then I guess Josh Barnsley too, his computer crashing?
Yeah. I mean, after Barnsley's game crashed, I thought, oh, this guaranteed P2. Just keep it on track because I had 2 warnings at the time. But it seems, I think people are saying Marino ran out of fuel. And
yeah.
I think that's why I was getting a lot of time on the during like through the
we actually missed it. We didn't even know until we saw the final standings and we saw that you're in first place.
Yeah, so through the second sector, like I think he was like lifting a lot, trying to save the fuel, or he was just going super slow. But when I saw him finally just stop, I thought he disconnected at first, but he just slowed down, passed him right on that main straight.
Yeah, so it must be now you're driver's standing leader going into USA. How are you feeling for that one?
I think I can go back to back wins, or like back to back podiums at least.
Yeah, definitely.
Got a podium last time. So
yeah. Well, your former teammate Raz is here. Let's see if he has any questions for you.
I actually have. I do. I'm happy but sad because
I know.
Obviously, Barney was my former teammate. Obviously, we got on and that, but he's took my youngest race winner.
Yep.
In ZRL racing.
I was actually just about to say that in chat.
Youngest race winner and youngest race winner in ZRL.
We've now met the youngest race winner. So, but yeah, honestly, outstanding race from you. Great qualifying from you. Honestly, I didn't really thought you were going to show up in quali until that amazing lap you did. But you had some really good battles with Josh Barnsley.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
Well, Barnsley, I was trying to get him to pull me along, of course, towards the end, because we were slowly catching Marino. But I noticed that, well, when I'd pass him and then he'd pass me back, I noticed that like, I mean, he was lagging a bit, so I decided to stop trying to get him to pull me along. So I just went on my.
Well, that's everything we've got for you. Hopefully you enjoy your weekend of being the youngest race winner. But yeah, outstanding race from you, and hopefully we can see more from you this season.
Thank you.
All right, we're not gonna get Marino because he ain't. I don't think he speaks good English. I don't know, but that'll be your 2 podium winners. And honestly, Spinelli, that has been a shock for me. Great race we saw and great qualifying.
Yeah, and I think the big takeaway here is a lot of people have pace. They're all really close to each other. And I think the reason that the people you see in the top 5, the reason they're in the top 5 is because they didn't make mistakes, right? A lot of people spun today, and that's the reason why they didn't finish as high as they would want to be. But they have the potential to really go for a win. So I think this is going to be a very interesting and dynamic season for D3. I'm excited for it.
So am I. I mean, there's a lot of quick drivers. Like Novera in the Alpine, he showed great pace until there's confirmation that he got turned in on when he span during what's it called at the start of a race. So that was really unlucky from him. But then quite a lot of other people had like loads of pace. Like Kushi had like quality pace. Cole obviously was going to have be up in the top, but then like Zenith even had pace, but it didn't really work out for her. So this could be all for all right now. I'm excited, man. Like for the next.
Yeah, I
couple
think we'll
races.
see a very diverse finishing order throughout all the races. Definitely Marino, I think, will try to come back stronger next race. I mean, he was the fastest today. Race pace especially. So I think we'll definitely see that again. Hopefully he doesn't run into a fuel problem again. And then Josh Barnsley, like I think he's the biggest loser out of everyone today. Literally on the final 2 laps, his computer crashes. The luck could not get worse for him there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to feel sorry for him, but nevertheless, there's going to be more races where he's going to show the pace. So that will be it. First race of the season for D3, and it's been a pleasure being with you and interrupting you quite a lot. So hopefully we can get more moments like that. And yeah, that'll be it. So yeah, we'll see you next week in Kota for full quali, and not going to be it won't be a sprint. It'll just be full quali and
be a full
50% race. So
yeah, and we'll have our D2 race in 30 minutes. So tune into that.
oh yeah, tune into that.